Southside Jamaica Queens, what's up? What's going on, y'all? It is your girl Ray P. Welcome back to another episode of the We Got Y'all podcast. Of course, I'm not here alone. I am joined by my hitter, my road dog, the only person who I feel like will ride for me in a gunfight. Well, one of the few, not the only. Kyron
Yeah, one of the
Richardson.
few.
What's going on, friend?
I'm cool. We made it, Ray.
We
We
made
made
it.
it.
We made
Not
it.
only to the end of Raising Canans, but also Rachel and myself have been pulling double duty where we got y'all 2 shows at once. Thank you to the brilliant minds at HBO and at Stars who decided to, release them on the damn near the same exact weekly schedule.
Right,
So we've been
right.
doubling up on top of life. So as much as we've enjoyed these conversations, we happy for a little bit of a break. But before we get up out of here, we got to make sure we discuss not just the season finale of Raising Kanan, but the series finale titled Unconditional Love, written by Sasha Penn, the creator. And a lot of loose ends that were tied up. There's a bow, in a sense, on this story in some
Mhm.
ways, and other ways not. We know Kanan continues to go on, and we'll see him in Power Origins, which is going to be a Ghost and Tommy story, also developed by Sasha Penn. I was reading an interview with him earlier. He was saying it's going to be in the middle of Power and Raising Kanan, as far as, Raising Kanan is probably the darkest show in the entire universe.
Okay.
And Power is a more glitzy show, a lot of luxury and
Mhm.
things like that.
Yeah.
And they're still going to be in Southside Jamaica Queens, but not as dark as Kanan, but obviously not as glitzy as what
Mhm.
Power was. That's how Sasha Penn described it. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play this out. But we're not here for that yet. We want to talk about what took place in this season finale. But before we do, Rachel, I want to go through some comments because we did get
Okay,
some
yeah.
comments from some people and talk about that. And I want to get your thoughts on just what you thought about this final episode. But I want to go back. This was and it's crazy because this was under the Raising Kanan post, but it was about House of the Dragon.
Okay.
It was Demetria 2000, and she had written, "Great show. You guys have really good chemistry." Thank you. We hear
Thank
that a
you.
lot. Yes, that's Amon's baby. I also think Massaria gave Allison the concoction. Once again, that's for a different show, but it is a reminder for all of y'all. If you didn't know, we are covering House of the Dragon. Go
For
check
sure.
that out. All 8 episodes should be available for you now. But to get back to the actual Raising Kanan conversation, our guy Maurice Hunt III wrote
Hey
in with some
Mo.
comments. What's up, Mo? Mo wrote in with some comments. He started with watching the OG. Excuse me. I used to love Rock, but after her constantly protected Kanan when she should have Sean Starked him at the top of the season, she got to go. I think that's why Kanan connected with Tariq, because they had fucked up parents that even if it seemed like they had a chance, they didn't. She is top 10, arguably top 5 characters in the universe, but she got to go. She was going to have Kanan kill his father without knowing that, then later killed his father in front of him. Insane. So this is obviously from last week's episode. We'll get into Rock's fate as we go. And then also Mo said, watching the OG Power death of Kanan isn't satisfying like the fans are making it. He went out in a heroic way, not some kind of payback way. He was betrayed by Tariq, but he spared him at the end, so the Marvin kill doesn't compare. Also, the family kills and church kills are getting played out for real, for real. They did this in Force as well. Power had a selective security problem. They pick and choose when people can be got and not got, and that's Hawaii. I don't know what he's saying. That's Hawaii buns, I digress. Y'all, my big cousins, and always look forward to y'all takes on television and movies. Upper echelon. Mo is always gonna have his opinion. Definitely appreciate that. I got to bring up Mo later on too, because I'll tell you about my thoughts as I was watching this final episode.
Okay.
And then Mia just had a quick comment. My bad, guys. I apologize for my excitement. LOL. That was in regard to our conversation around spoilers and people
Mhm.
just not knowing what to do with anything. So we appreciate y'all. Rachel, was this satisfying for you? Were you happy with the ending of the series and the season?
Okay. No. But
Okay, let's talk about it.
not because it was bad. I
Okay.
appreciate them wrapping it up. And they did. I am a Raquel Thomas apologist. Maurice Hunt III. Was I sick of her protecting Kanan even until her dying breath? Yes. Yes. However, that's a mother's love. Kanan was fucked up. I think what really, really bothers me, and you again compare Kanan to Tariq in the original series, Ghost ain't do shit to Tariq for you to have all this vitriol towards your father. So what, you didn't know he was a drug dealer and used to kill people, well, and kills people. That ain't for you. That ain't your business. That ain't your business. Kanan, did she have you kill your father? Yes. But that's only after you wouldn't leave that nigga alone after she told you to. Howard is enmeshed in the foolishness because of you. Rock, all she did was try to protect her son. She wanted him to go to the school that's not choked. She wanted him not to be in the business. Yes, you were raised around the game, but you could have been like Juke and, well, early Juke, and done something different. You wanted to be in the streets. You wanted the glory. You wanted to live up to who you thought your parents were, the name Defcon and then Rock. Like, you wanted that. You didn't have to live like that. And the fact that your mother continuously saved your life, the only person who did besides Juke, this how you do? Um Juke, Laverne, Jukebox, Thomas, whatever her new last name is, because we do know that she later changed her.
Yeah, says she introduces something else.
Yeah. You know, I had spent all season trying to figure out what made Juke so cold.
Okay.
And at the end of last week, we realized that it was the death of her father. Not just that Marvin was killed. To come into the finale, read this letter, get the money, be touched, know that she can trust Flossie for whatever that's worth, but to learn that Kanan is the one who killed her father. After I just kept him from killing you, for killing Uncle Lou. Not only am I mad at you, but I'm mad at me. Because if I didn't stop him, you would be dead. My father would be here. Now, would Marvin have a whole heap of other troubles and whatnot, Kanan aside, considering Amber told on him? Yes. But we could have figured that out. We could have got the fuck out of Queens together. Not fuck Rock, but fuck Rock. Like, let her figure it out. She got her own shit. We don't even know at this current juncture, you know? We'll talk about it. Juke kills Rock. She initially was going to kill Kanan.
Yep.
But that's not satisfying enough.
Listen, hold on. Real quick. Before you get deeper into that. Because we got to talk about that scene. And I know we gave love to London Brown.
Haley Kilgore smoked
in
it.
last week's episode. Haley Kilgore, she'd been smoking it from day one, honestly.
Sure.
But to see the transformation, I recently saw a clip of, if you remember from season 1, when she came over to the old house. She had a bag, I think it was a clothes or something like that, and she was like, "I know Marvin ain't got you out here in no trash bags and da da da." Like, what happened? We used to have our little talks, and we'd be on the couch, cuddled up, and she sat next to her, and we had that Uncle Rock, Aunt Rock, Juke moment. And to see where it was then, and just her development to how cold she got, like that diner scene, bruh,
yeah,
gangster shit. It really puts in perspective everything that you learned, the lore of Juke, was all understood and recognized right then, and it didn't seem like it was manufactured or fake. It felt very real and genuine because
Mm-hmm.
we saw the things. And Juke always been cold.
Yeah.
She just wasn't part of the life in
Mm-hmm.
the family
Mm-hmm.
business. Now it's like I lost everything, so really it's fuck all y'all. But that was incredible. I just want to make sure we give flowers to Haley Kilgore, because she made me think like, damn, I want to see what Juke is up to the next couple of years. I would watch that show. I would follow Juke 100%. But I do want to say this: I didn't know what was going to happen in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Last week we talked about maybe Rock getting that deal or going to LA. It wasn't until I saw Juke see Rock and
Okay.
Kanan that I was like, oh, Juke about to kill Rock. Because it's the only thing that makes sense. And I told you I'm gonna bring up Mo again. I texted Mo. I stopped it and I was like, because he had seen it. He had reached out to me and was like, yo, let me know when you watch Kanan. So I was watching it and I stopped and said, yo, I'm just telling you this right now so I can have it in writing somewhere that I said this. I got a prediction that now my official prediction was Juke gonna try to take out Kanan and Rock is somehow gonna take the bullet for Kanan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't see it playing out the way it did, but I did think she was gonna kill Rock because eye for an eye. And it was the only thing that made sense to their power, the OG power relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The only way, how as contentious as that was compared to where we started. And I know Sasha Penn had been saying, listen, it's all gonna make sense by the time the series ends, because it still wasn't clicking. Like, how we get from season one version of them. So I know they split up a little bit, but how do we get here? Now it makes sense. And her going eye for eye was just everything I'd imagine Juke would do in that situation. So it was kind of crazy to see play out. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so that takes me before we really kind of get into the diner scene, but Juke kills Rock. Juke tells Kanan, I killed Rock. It was gonna be you. It wasn't enough. Because I want you to suffer and I want you to be alone. Anybody who ever gave a fuck about you is gone. Yeah, you'll be alive. Nobody gives a fuck. They're all dead. You just as alone as me, Juke. Nah. But knowing that I did that to you is gonna keep me warm at night, bruh. It sent me down a rabbit hole of OG power. We talked and talked, like I can't figure out how she would let him in the house. And I have to admit, I don't know what eyes I was looking at their interactions with
You talking about the OG power?
in the OG power.
Okay, yeah. And
Yes,
what do you mean?
I'm about to tell you.
My bad.
Yes, yes, come stay here because you're completely maimed and knocking on death's door. You got a plan. Yes, you're in the house. She wasn't kind to him in the house. I'm
Mm-mm.
taking care of you, but there is a level of contention or unspoken negative energy between us. And I don't think that I noticed. I think initially I just chalked it up to you telling us that Juke is the coldest motherfucker. Maybe that's just how she is.
Mm-hmm.
Not, oh nigga, I actually hate you. And I know for you to know that I hate you and for you to be coming and asking me for anything is something serious. Oh, I can get some money off of whatever this play is between Ghost and you, Kane, and you get Ghost and Tariq. Cool. Juke was 100% going to kill Kanan if he didn't kill her first. Once the play, before it even went south, like once that money would have potentially been in their hand, she was killing Kanan. And I did not catch that. I thought she started to get irritated with Kanan because of how much time he was spending with Tariq, because of how he was looking at Tariq like a little nigga versus a pawn in their scheme. That's what I thought it was. I did not think that she had this long-standing strife with Kanan. You
Mm-hmm.
my cousin, it's just us, but it's fuck you forever. I did not pick up on that at all. And so putting us back in the Raising Kanan universe, I'm watching Juke at this table, eyes not blinking. I'm looking you dead in your face. Have at it, nigga. You think you can fuck with me?
I
I
don't
want
give a
you to
fuck.
try. I don't give a fuck. I said,
Mm-hmm.
oh, she meant that.
That's that Pac. That's that Bishop. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah. Like you said, she meant that, and there wasn't anything that everything about it felt real.
I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. And
Yeah.
then, and we know that this part was not true to say. And in the end, she asked for me to do you. Baby, no, she didn't. But I want to know, nigga, what do Kanan got to do with me? I'm your Aunt Rock. You just was here apologizing. Now you want to shoot me? What's going to walk me through
But
this?
that's
I don't know.
see, but that's the funny part about it because I laughed. I kind of like not haha laughed, but I kind of
Mhm.
gave a chuckle when that moment happened because Kanan got everything to do with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's you even admitted as much during your last interaction with him when y'all met
Yeah.
up. Like he is the good and the bad all came from you. I
Mm,
know that's not what it meant in that sense, and she did catch the bullet, but as I mentioned last week or the episode before, like if it wasn't for this, it was for something else. Like
mhm.
these, I disagree. 'Cause I disagree with the sentiment of it was satisfying for Rock's death. I don't think that.
Yeah.
But I also, similar to what we talked about with Marvin, yeah, man, it kind of had it coming. Like it's not like you were innocent. This ain't like Raina. You know what I'm saying? Where you were
Right.
innocent bystander. It's like,
Right.
oh shit. Like Rock, like if it wasn't now, is it wild that the girl you raised while her dad was in jail, um, and looked out for her and had a genuine love for her, and I couldn't see you ever really wanting to harm in a real
Right.
way. That part of it sad, absolutely. And there was that moment where Rock said, "I don't understand." She said, "Even if I tried, you still wouldn't understand."
Mm.
So Juke's moment, you knew in that moment, my mind's made up. Like it is what it is. This is what needs to be done. You're really just a piece on the board. And she said, "I'm sorry, Aunt Rock. Something I got to do."
I'm sad about it, man.
Yeah, it's fucked
I'm
up, man.
sad
When you see
about
her,
it.
like seeing Rock on that floor, and then even Kanan coming in. It's funny because my first watch, I didn't know how to really process everything. I was
Mhm.
torn between, is this a good ending or is this a little bit, do I really believe that Kanan tapped back into this childlike figure in a way, right? Where he has these sentiments. But then I was like, yeah, of course, that makes sense because his explanation of Stefano, I think, was the best. Like,
Mhm.
I'm starting to think I don't want all that on my head right now. I already got too much on it.
Yeah.
Um, and I know we see Kanan as this ruthless person,
He a fucking
which he
kid.
is. He's still a kid. And I know we've been saying that, but he really is just a kid. And I think the conversation, we don't have to talk about it yet unless you're ready to. The conversation between him and Rock really
Yeah.
highlighted that.
Yeah.
And just how much hurt was there. And I can't remember who he was talking to. I don't know if it was Stefano or Rock when he said something's in me that I didn't even know was in there no more. That's
Mhm.
making me think we can do this another way.
Yeah.
Because it started with the breeze. He asked like, "What's going on with that situation?" He said, "Nigga, I'm getting ready. Like I'm doing my homework, and as soon as it's time, like it's up. And this ain't my call. Even though Snap and Pops is going, this came from Stefano and them. Like this came from
Mhm.
the Parmesan niggas. Like unless he changes his mind, this is what it is."
Yeah.
And we saw Kanan went ahead and made that had that conversation and found that connection because even Stefano hit him with the when I asked you about this or mentioned it, you said you was cool with it. And then, like I said, I'm starting to think I don't need all this. And Stefano even said, Mark, because of your uncle, he said, my uncle and everything else, like all of
Mhm.
this life is coming at me fast. Like I'm 18. Like this is just a lot. I ain't never been scared to drop nobody, but shit, like my entire family.
My entire family. And that's the thing. This is what your mother has tried to keep you out of this entire time. Because to your earlier point, that is the way the game go.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin told you before you put him down in the church house, shit gonna start to weigh on you. It ain't gonna feel good. You ain't gonna be able to sleep at night. And I have to imagine that them sleepless nights, they starting to catch up. I did that to Juke. Even if it's fuck Rock, even if it's fuck my mom, I did that to Juke, who don't have nobody else in this world. For real.
Mm-hmm.
She been mad at me. We been beefing. Cool, 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 whatever. I'm gonna have to eat that. I'm mad at my mom. Do I really want her to die after killing her brothers, plural? You took them from me.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, it's just too much. I'm only at 18. I don't really want to deal with the repercussions of all of that. Why can't she just get the fuck out and never come back?
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Even though she ain't did nothing to you that damn bad, Stefano. As to where you want her dead this bad. Other than what, your ego because she wouldn't fuck you?
Ego, and even when he said to Kanan, because Tanya said, man, listen, bro, like she partnered up with another nigga that happened all the time. And remember what Stefano's answer was? Not to me, it doesn't. It's
Mhm.
all ego.
It's all
Even with the Pino conversation,
mhm,
Stefano
mhm.
had to have all the girls. Like, even if you a
Yeah,
little nigga like Pino, like I don't see you worthy of having a girl, so I'm gonna take her from you too.
yeah, yeah.
I don't even want her for real. But just cause, like, I just don't. That's what type of nigga he is, and he showed
Mhm.
that. That was my one. I don't mean to cut up your train of
No,
thought, but
you're good. You're
that
good.
was my one issue with it. I was like, Stefano had to get dropped because it almost was. I thought Lumpy was gonna do it,
Mhm.
or maybe he mentioned at the Snap and Pops wake, like I wonder if anybody else knows how ruthless of a vicious of a motherfucker you are. And that's where you got the quote. I'm not trying to live forever. I just want to die last. And it's almost like I think he might be right. It
Yeah.
looks like that's what's gonna happen. Like Stefano's still on top, still making moves.
I would be very curious, and that's an excellent callback. I would be very curious if in the early onslaughts of Origins, we know Breeze and Kanan are still fucking with Stefano.
Mm-hmm.
But now we know there's this other elder character, Lumpy.
Who they would have to, unfortunately, they would have to recast. R.I.P. to
Oh yeah.
R.I.P. to Isaiah Whitlock Jr. Uh,
She
Shit. But I am
um,
curious. Yeah, that seems a little bit
like it's
loose skin.
something
It was
to that, like
untied.
it's a loose end.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, oh, we here is there's one OG left. Who knows? 'Cause that's the thing. Yeah, y'all fucking with Stefano. Obviously, he putting hits out. Y'all don't know this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't know what Stefano really is about. He does. And I think it's gonna take him or somebody else
Yeah.
from that era to kind of put a little bug in the young cats in the young cats. Look at me. Ears.
Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense, especially the more I read on Sasha Penn's vision
Hmm.
for what he had for Raising Kanan, all 5 seasons, and for Origins. It's all very intentional. And if you don't have any intention, that scene doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Is it just to show? We don't need it to see that Stefano's still on top because we see that he
Yeah.
hasn't been touched. But why bring in this character to really check him and a character we never met? We just
Right.
only heard him in name through early,
Right.
and that was last season. So now we're getting all of that. It just that's got to be there for a reason, and we'll keep an eye on it. Um, Even though while we're talking about Origins, we do get a little small. I know we're in 1993, and I think Origins is supposed to be set in the late 90s, the
Yeah, I
South
think
Side.
96 or 7. Mhm.
Yeah, so but we do see a young Jamie.
Tommy, yeah, Jamie.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
remember, Ghost, he gets the name from Breeze,
Yeah, yeah,
according from OG Power. So we don't. He's not Ghost yet, but we do see a young Jamie, Tommy. I love the reference to you live in Southside. Looking at Tommy like nigga.
yeah.
Oh, and he had the Chicago Bears shirt on, so obviously we know he spent some time in Chicago with Force.
Mhm.
But all of that, I just is it was small,
Oh, I didn't
simple.
realize that. Shout out to
Yeah,
that.
it's small, simple, nothing that really
Yeah.
meant anything. But nah, nigga, y'all come back when y'all ain't fucking with Happy Meals no more. But just that little sense of all right, it's coming,
Mhm.
it's
It's
coming. All
coming.
right, cool. It's all coming together at this point. And yeah, Stefano, we talked about that. What did you think about his agreement to go ahead and ride with Rock? Because we saw Breeze meeting with Stefano, and Stefano's like, man, I felt better when Snap and Pops was here. There was an adult in the room.
Mhm.
And then Rock actually came in that conversation. And that's when he hit him with, listen, I'll let you walk. You get 24 hours to leave out of New York, but you got to take care of this problem for me. And if you don't, then you won't even make it back to your car with Breeze in the back. I love it. Good evening, ma'am. Fuck you, nigga.
Fuck Breeze. Yeah.
Yeah, Breeze. Hey, Breeze funny, but fuck Breeze.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Again, you ain't had no real reason to want to kill that lady. Pino, clearly y'all have had a rivalry for the last 50 years and beyond. You want to be the last man standing? Okay, you are. You don't have to get dirty, but mind you, again, Stefano hiring Marvin and Rock is how they even came into business in this, that, and the third to put a hit out that was not supposed to blow back on Stefano. So
Mm-hmm.
now here you are again going against the five families, going out of order so that you can get another little body on you. I think that the conversation with Kanan, who you did plan to continue to work with, really was like, okay, look, fine. If you promise to never ever come back here, because what are you coming back to? Your son essentially
Exactly.
hates you. You have no brothers. You have no family. I'm sure there's something else you could be doing. It's hard for me to think that with all of the ears to the street that Stefano has, I can't believe you don't know of any rumblings of any Fed cases coming down the pipeline. They've
Right.
been at you. We've had dealings. Go ahead and get out of here. But you need to do this one thing for me. I wasn't mad at it. In the lowest of keys, I respected it. And Pino did too on his deathbed.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Stefano. Yeah, he should have known that was coming anyway. But once again, that was just all ego again. Like I ain't even got to take out Pino, but fuck him because
But
we
fuck it.
see how
Yeah.
Stefano takes insults. That's one thing I will say. If you are in that business, he's showing us enough examples to where like, hey man, Stefano don't fuck around. Like
Yeah.
he will put your ass down, and he got enough juice to do it. I just hate that it seems like he's untouchable because that's what it's been. That's what's been true so far. And it's funny
Somebody's
because
got to
when
touch him.
hey, listen, somebody got to. When Rock met with Pino a loser for one.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to, if we had a different type of relationship, then maybe something could shake. Like really trying to get that woman to, especially when he realized like, oh, Stefano wanted it and he could, that
You
didn't
turned
work.
him
Now
down.
I
That's
want to
all
get the
it was
girl.
about.
Yeah, that's all it was, man. Man, hey, man,
What's wrong with
99%. I listen. Don't get me started, man. We fucked up. We fucked up. But 99%, literally, you can probably put this to the test. Any two men that are beefing, women or money,
Yeah.
99% of the time,
Yeah.
women or money. Like that's what it's about. Seriously. And it's like that's the common denominator. And both of them in their situation, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't have a chance, right? That's why even with Pino's death, like, bro, you thought. I don't want to say it. If you look at it in real time, Of course, I would believe that because you're desperate. That's if Rock ain't showing us nothing else. Rock's showing us she's
You
desperate.
took the words. You took the words.
She's showing us she's desperate. She's the last person in this entire universe that still thinks she got a chance. Everybody else is telling Rock it's
It's
over.
over.
Pino told her directly, "Your money making days are over.
Yeah, babe.
Like it's
Get
up
a
for you. Like
job.
you can get a job. That's the only thing that you're not seeing in all these equations. Like you're trying to scramble up. You go, like I said, you go in a Unique's house, trying to do everything you can to stay afloat. And even in the voiceover, right at the beginning of the episode, you know what I mean? When she's sitting there mourning Marvin, and he's talking about everything being lost. Like, it's gone, Rock. It's gone. Everything. It's time to go. Unique probably somewhere kicked his feet up. Like, listen, look at this bullshit in Southside.
You see why Panessa Unique is mourning Rock's death.
Yeah, probably.
And Panessa, her feet is kicked up. See what I told you? Aren't you glad you listened?
Listen, man.
Fuck this shit. It's not
unique. The first one to say that ghost line. I just lost the love of my life. Because
he really did fuck with Rock.
He did fuck with Rock, man.
What else happened?
We also, speaking of desperation, the only other thing, and this is very brief, even her going to Flossie just reeks of desperation. Like, what do you think that this is gonna, especially knowing her and Marvin had the relationship that they had? If anything, I'm surprised she didn't hit her with the, if you don't do it for me, do it for Marvin, because we know how she feels. You the reason Marvin did.
Yeah.
Even though I did like her speech about, you know what I mean? Like, you know, white girls, laugh at niggas like Marvin, but then they see me, they stop laughing.
And she right.
She was absolutely right. Because ain't shit funny.
But this wasn't that girlfriend. I think, again, ego is the name of the game. I don't think my girl could really take that her name was mud in the streets. You've been running shit for so long. You've been feared. You've been infamous for so long. And now everybody, even little niggas, have the audacity to be like, fuck Rock. Is y'all cool? Y'all did that to me. It was very much a last ditch effort. Oh, you bitch made fool ass niggas. This how y'all do me? I'm Raquel Thomas. I put all y'all on. I put money in all y'all pockets. And this, I fed y'all on the streets. And this is what it's come to. I can't accept that. Ugh.
Every single, listen, go in history. Every single gangster movie you watch all has the same ending. Always, man. I think Jay-Z had a bar, man. Godfather, Goodfellas, got Scarface, Casino. You seen what that last run did to De Niro. Like, it's never going to go the way you want it to. And it's sad to see them in that position. It's sad when you are, if you want to compare it to sports, that superstar who's on, Patrick Ewing on the Orlando Magic. You know what I mean? Hakeem Olajuwon and Toronto Raptors. In other words, wearing jerseys, Shaq with the Boston Celtics. Like, you've seen them at their better. You've seen them in their primes. Yeah. It's hard to explain to the kids, like, nah, that's Lakers Shaq. That's Diesel. The most dominant person I ever seen with my own toy. It's hard to tell kids when they
Jordan
just
in
see
the Wizards jersey.
Yeah, like, nah, that's the nigga y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Him? That old nigga out there in that Wizards jersey, he the GOAT? Like, nah, I ain't believing it. But you went around, and that's what it is when you get there. Y'all wasn't around. Y'all ain't see my reign. And Marvin told her, like, listen, man, I knew a long time ago this was never going to be enough. You always was going to go after more because you care about this shit. Even the meeting she had with Breeze in the park. Nigga, I shot up your corner because them always going to be my corners. Nigga, I don't like anybody making money without me. That's all ego and pride. I know we're doing House of the Dragon as well. We've been doing these week by week, but there's so many parallels between Rhaenyra and Rock. Like, it's just, like, y'all got to let this shit go. But nah, like, you got me fucked up because I am the one. I am like that. And I feel her. I said in House of the Dragon when we recorded that earlier. I understand Rhaenyra. As crazy
Yeah.
and mad as she sounds, I get her point of view. The same with Rock. Like, y'all don't know who the fuck I am. Y'all playing
Mhm.
with me. But those
Mhm.
days are over. And the last thing you ever want to do is hang that jersey up, still feeling like you could drop 40. I
That's
still
it.
feel like I can come out here and drop 40 on y'all, but I ain't got no back. Everything's gone. And shout out to Marvin who knew it and was like, man, we gonna ride, man. I ain't going nowhere. We down on the sword. Which
That's
leads
it.
me to, what do you think about the whole Fed conversation? Her even considering that. We know we hear her say, I lost my cool and overreacted.
Mhm.
I'm glad we didn't get that ending. Rock turning snitch would have been like,
It would have undone everything that she built, more so than being killed by Kanan, Rock, Unique. I mean, Jude, Unique. Anybody else taking her out? Turning Fed would have ruined it. And I understand. It's also, hey, do what you gotta do to stay alive, girl. Hey, you got to live. You still young. You could start over. Clearly the factory still work. You could find somebody in West
Hey,
Bumblefuck, wherever they was gonna
what
send you.
yeah, go find Symphony. Where he at, man? What
Come
Breeze
on.
say? I ain't know. Can't ain't tell me his mama was fine. Yeah, Rock's still fine.
The way Pino and Stefano was after her, yeah, baby, you can do some things. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to be in the drug game since you don't want a real job. You can go be flossy somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You could start a business. You are an entrepreneur.
Hey,
You know how to make money.
Rock would have been the coldest madam ever, bro. Rock would have had shit on lock.
Come on, dog. Come
you
on, dog. And I'm not advocating, but I
know,
see the vision. Yeah.
the vision, man. I see it. I see you have a special skill set. You have a
I
talent.
see it. That's it.
Man, that's funny.
What was the
And
question?
to your, it was just talking about the feds,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
and to your what you just said. She even said it. I'm glad that her character said that in the episode.
yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
make sure these feds come correct with this deal because everything I ever thought I was or was gonna be is gone if
It's
I do
gone.
this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So she
Mm-hmm.
even knew the implication. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this shit. But once again, anything for Kanan. The title of the episode, Unconditional Love. That's also led to me thinking, like, okay, then that's why I thought she was gonna jump in front of a bullet for Kanan.
Yeah.
Because it was like, what shows unconditional love than finally giving yourself up. But I'm so happy that we didn't end up with that type of scenario as
For
far as
sure.
her going to
Tasha.
the feds. Right, because yeah, exactly. We see how that works out. We
Yeah.
see how that works out. Even though Tasha was whatever with Tasha. But
Mm,
anyway, the feds visiting Kanan, and we knew like he ain't on it. Like, get the
for
fuck out of
sure.
here. And almost got himself caught up. I don't fuck with white boys. How you know they white?
And they white.
Because they Bilotti. Nigga, I ain't never met no nigga named Bilotti. Um, but even when her lawyer said, apparently he said, hey, they got everything for you, but agent such and such went to go see Kane and he wasn't with it. And Rock's first response was, yeah, because he wasn't raised to be no snitch. Now,
Mm-hmm.
mind you, if you didn't know any better or weren't paying attention, just walked in the room, you would think that Kane and Rock still have a decent relationship because she
Yeah.
immediately goes, you know what, Kane, right, fuck this, this ain't
Mm-hmm.
me. And
Mm-hmm.
she's not wrong about it, but it's funny how the influence came through. And he wasn't raised to be no snitch. How am I gonna do something that I raised him to not do and
Mm-hmm.
kind of live that
Mm-hmm.
life? And that was a light bulb for her to say, you know what? If I am gonna go out, because that's the other thing. We talk about not being on top. The other scary thing is what happens if it's the end.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to accept that part of it either. Like we saw Marvin was all right, cool.
Whatever.
Like, of course, I'd rather live, but I know in this life it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rock, I think she wanted to live forever. She wanted
To be the last to go.
she
Uh-huh.
wanted to be the last to go. And she doesn't want to have, and I get that. That's that. I don't want anybody to ever have that upper hand on me.
Yeah.
I always want to be able to, have my say so. Because when I'm gone, I know y'all gonna be talking shit, and I ain't gonna be here for it. But that's where we are. That's where we are with it. I know we talked about. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Kanan Rock scene.
Uh-huh.
I don't trust you to meet you at the crib
Period.
because you just reached out to me out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And we didn't talk about this, Rachel. Rock found out from Pino indirectly.
Mm-hmm.
that Kanan was the one responsible for
Yeah.
Marvin. Love the expression acting. And I love how Pino picked up like, oh shit.
Oh, you ain't know.
You ain't know? Where you hear that at? That's the scuttlebutt. That's what
Mm-hmm.
everybody's saying. Even when Juke went to go see Flossie,
Flossie. Mm-hmm.
and Juke knew right away. It's true.
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because she know the backstory. She know, like, even if it wasn't for nothing else, it could have been for that ass whooping that I saw
Mm-hmm.
you get.
Yeah.
Like, I saw that ass whooping. That ass whooping. I
Mm-hmm.
know that you wanted some
I
revenge
know
after
what it
that.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you wanted to get your lick back after that. And also one of my favorite lines, when Flossie told her families are complicated, not my family.
Not mine.
My family real simple.
Mm-hmm.
But we go to this little crowded area, like a strip mall almost
Mm-hmm.
outside, and Kanan says, "I'm sorry for Uncle Marvin. What you did to him, or where he gone?" And Kanan said both, like just so matter of factly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was a big moment for. I don't believe Rock thought. I don't believe either character thought this. But if you didn't know any better, you would have thought that they knew that was going to be the last conversation. Because everything that needed to be said a long time ago was finally said. And it was done very well, where it wasn't like some generic bullshit. It was, hey, man, I fucked up. Because not a lot of people know how to admit, like, I was wrong in this situation
Yeah.
or I messed that up. And I mentioned Kanan earlier talking about, hey, something that's in me that I didn't even know was still there. It's starting to come out a little bit. And there's that moment where Rock asks, and this is where conversation gets interesting because Rock is a narcissist. And there's also a question of I love your face reaction. If you're not watching on YouTube, please see Rachel's face after I said that. There's this question of is Rock a good mother, right? And I don't know what the answer is, but I do know her asking the question said more about Rock and what she needed versus just
Mm-hmm.
being a good mother and showing that
Yeah.
love. She needed Kanan to love her back. Like she
She
needed
never
that.
had it.
I also believe, I don't know if I believe that. I think early seasons, I think we did get that. I can't wait. Let me say this. I can't wait to go back and rewatch Raising Kanan from start to finish. I really can't wait to kind of put some of these pieces together as we move along. Now that I know how the story ends, and kind of
Mm-hmm.
see how we got here,
Yeah.
because it is. I haven't gone back to rewatch. I might have watched season one twice in preparation for season two, but I don't remember every single detail. I do remember Kanan being different, the family dynamics being different, but I can't remember the full turn. I'm assuming it's once you try to pat that nigga put down Howard and he put together that was his dad. But either
Yeah.
way, there's a lot of times, Rachel, I ain't gonna hold you. I be trying to remember, like, what's all the bad shit outside of the Howard shit? What did Rock really do bad to Kanan?
I've been saying it. She didn't do shit to him.
Maybe that
What?
says more about us.
Well, then there's that. Um, was I a good mother? Was I a good mother? Was I a good mother? Here's the thing, and this is what life teaches you. You can feel however you feel about your parents. You can feel like shit was fucked up. You didn't get all that you needed, but keep living because life and maturity will show you, you know what? Unless you just had a poo put ass parent that was fucked up, beating on you, being unscrupulous with you,
Mm-hmm.
starving you, just being horrible. Most of the time, even if it's not enough, quote unquote, your parents did the best they could with what they had. Rock was a teen mother who had a fucked up relationship with her own mother, who was impregnated by a grown ass man pretending to be her age or close-ish, covering up for a man that was left-handed, wink wink,
Mm-hmm.
helping raise your older brother's daughter because he's on drugs and in jail. Raising Lulu, I'm doing the best I can with what I got, even if it's not enough. Even with me being whatever fucked up y'all swear I am, but I'm still the same nigga that everybody depends on for everything. So I can't be that bad. Something in me has to work,
Mm-hmm.
but that's maturity. But when you a kid, and I can't say that Rock wasn't hugging you because she was so affectionate in them first seasons.
Mm-hmm.
She was affectionate to Juke. I can't tell you. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Is it the Howard of it all? Is it because she tried to deprive you of living a street life? It could have been another way. In the clips all over social media have been taking us back to season 1, where all of them are in the diner just laughing,
Mm-hmm.
joking and loving each other, looking like a quote unquote normal family. To take it from that to season 5 and what we end up with, it just doesn't make sense. But the streets don't love
That's why.
nobody.
Exactly. And that's why, and I don't, obviously the D Wiz of it all. Like, so when I say, hopefully everybody remembers, I'm not looking at this from the average American family lens, right?
For
I'm
sure.
looking at it from the street life lens. And a lot of this is Kanan wanting to be a part of this life. So it'd be one thing if she forced him into it and was really trying to get him,
Mm-hmm.
part of this life. But he wanted it. She tried to keep him out. She wanted him to go to school, and all this other stuff. She brought
Mm-hmm.
Symphony around to be a good influence.
Right.
Had him go to his class and things of
Right.
that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Kanan the one like, nah, I'm a gangster. And Marvin, look, that's DEFCON's son. That's your son. Like or
Mm-hmm.
Unique might have said it. He was in it. That's you and DEFCON's son. He was in it before he was in it.
Yeah.
So if that's the rep he has, okay, then there's gangster shit. There's even. Did you watch the post credit scene?
In the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a baby, Marvin was like, I need to make sure my nephew can stand toe to toe with me on the Ave.
Mm-hmm.
There was no like, I can't wait to see him become a doctor or a lawyer or astronaut or anything like that. Like, nah, this nigga, the expectation is this nigga gonna be on the block.
Yeah. Ugh.
You get what I'm saying? That he never had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So when people bring up the Howard of it all, yeah, it's fucked up, even though he didn't know at the time that was his father. Still fucked up, not gonna excuse that. When you bring up the D Wiz and all of it, as you said it perfectly, keep living. Because once you realize why these things went down, yeah, they were unfortunate. And I've alluded to this before. We kind of hear Rock's explanation when she talked to Lulu when she first bought the crib. It was still empty. And she talked about putting down scrap.
Yeah.
I got to live with that.
I
Rock
gotta eat
never
that.
has a chance or an opportunity to sit with her feelings. But we see her have them.
Yeah.
All right. We see her be more open and vulnerable. She just can't afford to. Because in that world, once again, going back to if this was a regular citizen, taxpaying citizen, like Rachel and myself,
Okay.
this is different. But if I get time if I sit with my emotions for too long, I could really be up out of here.
For sure.
So she's doing the best with what she can as well. And I just don't see, and that's going to be the one thing I look for the most. Where did it go so bad that it got to here? I'm not saying they can't beef or had no issues, but it got to this point.
Yeah.
That just seems a little extreme. But let us know what you think. There might be something we're forgetting, but I'm very curious about that part. But it was something when he told her, it's fucked up when the person that takes your pride is the person you're trying to make proud.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I didn't get that line because what did she do to take your pride?
That's what doesn't make sense to me either.
I
don't know exactly
figure
what
it out.
He's obviously got some grudge, and like I said, I don't. People might be listening and screaming at they, speakers right now, pointing out X, Y, and Z example.
Tell me, because I don't remember.
Yeah, she acknowledges it, and like Rock ain't perfect. She wasn't a perfect mother, but she loved him the way she could and knew how. And I do appreciate Kanan acknowledging, like, we can't come, like, look at what you did, look what I did. Ain't no coming back from that.
Yeah.
Her saying, you took my brothers away from me. I can never forgive you for that. Like we can't. That's not gonna happen. But I
Mhm.
also, and Rock said, I also know it was my fault. Now I believe she said that in the sense of I could have been a better mother. I could have pushed harder to get you to
Yeah.
school, do
Yeah.
all these other things. Um, but man, she holds a lot of responsibility for the way Kanan kind of reacted, especially at his young mind. And it's just like, yo, I
Mhm.
don't think that's all on you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they at least got a hug. Even when she asked him, "Do you love me?" He didn't say, "You're my mother." Nigga, that don't mean nothing. I always care about you. I'm always gonna want to see you do better.
Mhm.
I'm always expecting that version that I'm never gonna get. I guess that's the closest to the love that they can get, but
Yeah.
I think it was a very well done and realistic. If it was too sappy, I'd have been like, what is this? That doesn't
Yeah.
seem believable for the character. But I'm glad they had that moment and showed us that some of Kanan was still in there. And I think that's the last bit. Obviously, with Rock being put down at the end of her seeing the body, I think that's the last portion of that we'll ever be able to see from
Mhm.
Kanan. Because we know he grows up into a monster and everything goes from there. So it is what it is. I don't think there's anything major else that happened. Like I said, a lot of this episode was multiple scenes. They just kind of stopped. They
Yeah.
started, go somewhere else, come back to the scene. So it was a lot of different things. But um,
Garcia telling Jupe to, done the
yeah,
you'll regret. Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is. We know about that. Obviously, I don't know if it'll be discussed anytime later or maybe not. Once again, kind of how these streets are. When it's your time, and that's it. But snaps and
Mhm.
pop and what happened. I know Kanan and Breeze talked about it briefly,
They ain't know who
but
put them
they ain't know
down.
who. They ain't know who. Obviously, Breeze kept his mouth shut about being replaced because what's the
Mhm.
point of that? I'm telling them to tell on me. Like I'm
Right.
cool.
Right.
Um, but Rachel, as we come to a close on Raising Kanan,
Mhm.
what are your final thoughts on what these 5 seasons have given us, and just the overall legacy and your expectations for future prequels or anything of that nature? Where did this set the bar, and where does it rank for you as far as just enjoyable television that you watched over the past 5-10 years?
Okay, I'm gonna answer that. And then one quick thing, fast forward slash rewind. Juke knew about Ghost. If she and Kanan are estranged, I need to know in Origins what other interactions they have for Juke to know
Mm-hmm.
about Ghost, one coming in, taking over, putting Kanan in jail. We know she's a police officer in OG, but nah, you was doing some
Yeah.
dealing with them at some point. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that thought just came into my head.
No,
Uh,
that's a great point because we don't get Haley Kilgore will not be in Origins,
right.
which makes sense. It wouldn't make sense for Duke to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would love to get that question answered.
Yeah, y'all hear that? Ethos, let us know. Um, I.
Now, real quick, I'm sorry. I just thought about this. Maybe it does get out that Juke put down Snap Pops, and maybe she got her own rep. I'm
Mm,
imagining Juke leaves the city after this. I don't see any reason for her to be in New York
yeah,
past this. So I don't know where she goes. Maybe that's where she ends up in DC and goes from
maybe,
there. But either way,
maybe she
that's
goes
her.
see Aisha again. Who knows? She'll be
Who
ready and
knows?
waiting. Um,
Yeah.
I hold fast to Raising Kanan being the best spinoff in the Powerverse.
Mm-hmm.
I have not come up off of that. I still believe it wholeheartedly. So
It
if
is.
I go OG Power, Raising Kanan, Book Two, then Force for me.
I ain't gonna hold you, Ray. When you talk about complete body of work, it's it.
Yeah.
It's number one. It didn't reach the highs, and I don't know if you
Mhm.
said this last week or not. I think I asked you something similar in passing. If this is surpassed OG Power, it doesn't hit the highs of OG Power,
Mhm.
but top to bottom, 1 through 5.
Yeah,
I'll take 1 through 5 of Razor Cane through over 1 through 6 of Power.
I'm with that.
I just gotta say that, and mainly because I don't want anyone to take for granted or forget some of the best acting that I've seen in a television series
For sure.
in quite some time. When you talk about Patina Miller, who is
Broadway star.
a Broadway star, but even after this performance as Raquel Thomas, iconic in many ways. You can go to the fashion, you can just go to the attitude, the
Mm-hmm.
delivery. I'm not saying she reached Tony Soprano status, but she right up there as far as like the anti-hero who you really ain't got no business winning. And I
Yeah.
have no business liking you as much as I do. But damn it, I'm rooting for you every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like she just reached one of that. That's rarefied air where you bring a character to life in that manner. And it's not even words to say what Patina Miller just brought to
Yeah.
this role week in,
Yeah.
week out. Like we thought, knowing the character of Kanan, originally wanting that story to center around him, but quickly realizing in the first episode, oh, this is not only the Thomas family, but this is a Raquel Thomas
For sure.
story.
For
We
sure.
gave London Brown his flowers.
Mm-hmm.
What he did for Marvin. I know we referenced this multiple times. And I was reading something, I can't remember if it was Deadline or Variety where Sasha Penn was talking to. I read it today, which I keep referencing. London Brown and Sasha Penn went back and forth about the character of Marvin
Okay.
when it came to the end of season 1,
Mm.
when he put his hands on Juke.
Yeah.
And he was so hesitant about that scene because he said, man, this is like a character suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no redemption for this. And he was like, man, if you trust me, I promise you. I promise you the crowd's going to turn around. And with that trust in London Brown's acting, Marvin became one of the most beloved characters.
Absolutely.
He uncle. Like, he up there. Obviously, he ain't no Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil was a little bit different. But when you talk about criminal uncles, Uncle Jerome and all that stuff, like that's Unc. We all love Marvin because of his
Or that.
humanity.
Mm-hmm.
That's for you, Rachel. Um, because of his humanity, there's something we could appreciate of seeing somebody fuck up, but also wanting to be better and
For
acknowledging
sure.
their mistakes. Not acknowledging it as one of them bullshit apologies or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, like doing the work. We saw him go through the therapy, the rehab,
Yep.
everything else.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, all of that. Haley Kilgore is Juke, somebody who we met. That was one of the coolest things for me, just seeing that
Mm-hmm.
relationship and seeing where they were. And I did see that same clip you're talking about, that season 1 in the diner. It's
Yeah.
like, damn. And then Malcolm Mays, of course, we only got a brief moment of him in this season, but
Mm-hmm.
just the work he did as Lulu and his character development, and his peaks and valleys, and what it's like to be the younger sibling and try to survive some of the demons that his dad left him, and being in this world and this life with siblings like Marvin and Rock.
Yeah.
Um, Even
Makai
your side
Curtis.
characters, Kai Curtis is Kanan.
Yeah.
Haley Kilgore wrote a very beautiful tribute to the character of Juke and to the show, just
Mm-hmm.
highlighting all of these things and what these people meant to her, and just kind of how even the character of Juke helped her in her own personal life with stuff she was battling. And she
Mm.
used Juke as an outlet. I say all that to say, man, what a phenomenal just cast, crew, story,
For sure.
and very Shakespearean, right? When you talk about tragedy,
Yeah.
like I think about what I was saying last week and just Kanan taking out both uncles and all this stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started thinking about some of the greatest works that we've ever had in literature, and I'm like, a lot of this is like that. You look at people talk about Romeo and Juliet as a love story. That's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy.
You know what I mean? Like, in all these things, you remember them one way, but this is how it is. And it kind of goes to what you said. Her family's simple. And it's hard for us to see that, but they really were.
But they really were.
And as bizarre, and I know not everybody's going to agree with this, Mo, but as bizarre as all of these events and all the deaths and all the chaos took place, it made sense for the Thomas family.
Yeah.
And that just goes to great storytelling. Like, you took us there from season 1 and connected the dots to season 5, which is why I think everybody's pleased with the prequel.
Yeah.
And I tip my hat to everybody involved, man. What an incredible series. And we knew right away, Rachel, this was different from Ghosts,
For
and
sure.
Force. Even though Force did pick up, season one was not good, but the rest of the seasons were pretty decent in Force.
Yeah.
And we know that Tariq and Tommy have their own spinoff. I don't think anything's topping Raising Kanan for all the things that I just said.
I am inclined to agree. I don't know if we'll cover it, but I will be watching Origins
Mm-hmm.
once it is released, just because I got to know what happens. I'm addicted. I
Yeah.
think everything that you said was absolutely correct about the writers, directors, actors, cast, crew, everybody. And we got all of this. Wow, it was kind of funny style with 50 in stars. So I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate us getting a total body of work and introductions of new names, people to know, people to watch, people to follow, and then having the ability to bring in heavy hitters like Tony Danza and them,
Mm-hmm.
um, and Wendell Pierce and his wife. Sorry, I can't remember her name at the top of my head. People with real live skin in this game, and to be out of their bubbles or in them, phenomenal work. I'm glad that I did this with you for these last two seasons. My road
Absolutely.
dog, literally the Marvin to my rock. um
No doubt.
I,
Joey Badass. Shout out to Joey.
shout out
Shout
to
out to
Joey Badass.
Omar Epps.
Shout out to Omar Epps. And speaking of Joey Badass, it's interesting because his character really was unique, really was supposed to be gone. But
Mm-hmm.
due to fan reaction, it was like, nah, let's bring this nigga back. Fuck it.
Yeah,
we
bring it back.
haven't
Yeah.
seen the body. That's it.
Erica Woods played Pop. Just want to give
Erica
her
Wood.
her
Yeah.
flowers as well, her credit. But yeah, I cut you off. My bad.
Yeah, no. Thank you guys for it's been a journey. Thank you for all of your comments. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. Continue to let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you will be watching Origins. Go ahead.
No, I just randomly had this flashback. I said I don't remember much about, but obviously we covered Forever. We
Uh-huh.
got y'all as well. We know that will be coming back later on this year, I believe. But I think that might have been my first experience with Lovey Simone.
Oh, okay. Oh, you
Remember
didn't
she played Davina?
yeah, you didn't watch Greenleaf.
No, I didn't watch Greenleaf.
Sing ain't
But
say.
Davina, man, I just but I forget about Davina, so that's why I said I'm excited to go back because Davina, I really thought, man, Kana had it bad for Davina.
He did.
Her fucked up situation, which we
My
don't get
lord.
anymore. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, Rachel couldn't have done this, wouldn't have done this with anybody else.
For
You
sure.
already know what it is. We ride together, bad boys for life, the whole
That's it.
nine.
Gang
But I
gang.
appreciate you, appreciate everybody listening. We do not know what will be next, but we will be back.
A break.
Yeah, we're definitely taking a break. Not sure what TV shows are coming down the pipeline that we're going to discuss fully. Maybe I'm sure, I think we'll do a good job of, even if we don't have a show, just randomly checking in to let y'all know
Yeah.
what we watching.
Hey, watch
I
Cape
was,
Fear. DR from Detroit.
mm-hmm,
Lioness.
mm-hmm. The Agency.
The Agency.
Yeah, Spike Lee watches The Agency. He told me it's been fire this season.
Yeah.
Now, remember last year we did that episodically, but they dropped them all at once, so it didn't fit in the
Mm-hmm.
schedule. But please still check it out. And we'll give y'all a rundown. Black Real TV Awards
Coming up.
will be coming up soon. We did our preliminary voting and final voting, I think, too. So the winner should be announced. I'm sure we'll cover that. So yeah, stay subscribed. We'll be back. Culture Garden will be back. But we do need that break, and we're going to take that starting now.
Sure.
So Rachel, the floor is
Kyron.
yours.
I love y'all. I love you. Thank y'all. Stay safe out there. The streets do in fact still need a body. Just don't let it be yours. Peace.
We out.